And so the notion of people reconstructing their external environment and their internal response to the environment and knowing that that could change how their brain works opens up the possibility for people being able to literally reshape their own brain by willful, and here's the big point, directed attention.
Vision presents Jeffrey Schwartz discussing the possibility of rewiring the human brain.
Now, when we started doing brain imaging on the people who had this condition, which we did through the mid into the late 80s, and really found that there was a specific circuit in the brain. In fact, a circuit in the brain involving mainly two structures, the orbitofrontal cortex, which is the bottom of the front of the brain, sitting right over the eye sockets, and another structure called the caudate nucleus, which is like a gear shifting mechanism. And basically, what we discovered was that the gear shift mechanism for this area of the brain that's involved in making value judgments, among other things, was stuck. This gives us the opportunity to have them use mindful awareness, which is a means of introspecting that allows you to take a rational, impartial spectator. I take that term from Adam Smith and his theory of moral sentiments. In impartial spectator perspective, we basically know that the thoughts that and urges that are disturbing them are caused by this specific brain mechanism. And so I said to myself, hey, if we can show that their perspective on their inner thoughts can allow them to change their response to those urges, then we may well see a change in that circuit. And we did. So that was, that core finding, the fact that the mode of introspection and the actions that one takes in response to that mode of introspection can change a demonstrated brain pathology in systematic ways. So there's a massive literature now that various kinds of environmental change can have structural changes in the brain. But with humans, you have the specific capacity for people to use introspection and intelligence to make those changes on their own in both the external as well as the internal environment. And so the notion of people reconstructing their external environment and their internal response to the environment and knowing that that could change how their brain works opens up the possibility for people being able to literally reshape their own brain by willful, and here's the big point, directed attention. This whole notion of repentance, this whole notion that we can follow a path and that path will not just be a metaphorical path, but will actually be changing the pathways in our brain, and that the mode of observation we use on our path will effect the changes in the pathways of our brain. Quantum physics allows the notion of repentance and the notion of biological process to be integrated.